All right, with this West 2 Facebook Live update, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tony Manalf. It's going to be a little loud in here tonight because of the ongoing election, but due to ETA and what we're seeing with ETA, we just want to make sure that everybody is up to speed with what is going on with this particular storm tonight and where it could be headed. Jill Singh, Jody Horowitz, Elvira Pena, good to have you guys in here. Appreciate you guys popping in. Again, busy night, election. The newsroom is going to be a bit busy, so just be patient if you hear noise in the background. Sue, Carla Dean, good to have you guys. Appreciate you all popping in and saying hi. Let me go ahead and pop up the latest on ETA. We'll make this a shorter version tonight. We'll get right to the information as soon as possible because we just want to make sure you guys know what's going on. So there is ETA. 7 o'clock advisory just came in. Now overland and weakening, so some good news there. I do have the latest models. I've got everything tropical on ETA, so just hang tight with me on that, and we will get that over to you guys. Let me just share it over real quick to Wesh and to a couple different groups here, and we'll get this puppy rock and roll. So just give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. All right, so that's a look at ETA. Again, winds now down to 110. There's going to be a lot of inland flooding with this particular storm system for sure. So, again, one of the things that we're going to be watching here. Remember, Mitch in 1998 killed 11,000 people because of flooding in these two countries. So, we're going to take you back to that too. But again, very dangerous situation down there. So, let's take a look now at the latest forecast cone. You can see from a 2 to a 1, and then to a depression. Then it makes that turn just south of Belize City. And once it gets out over the water here, it gradually begins to strengthen while building back towards the north and the east. 45 becoming a tropical storm back on Saturday. And then you take a look now at Sunday. You can see it headed towards South Florida, potentially as a 50-mile-an-hour tropical storm. So again, a lot to watch over the next couple of days, but the bottom line is this. There's still a lot of things that we're going to have to keep an eye on. Let me shorten up this cone here, a couple different ways here for you. So there's the updated 7 o'clock cone. The good news is it is weakening. The bad news is it's going to be significant rainfall to Central America, and that obviously is not a good thing. Stewart to Fort Myers to Naples to Fort Lauderdale to Miami. Check that out. We have got South Florida in the cone by Sunday evening. Now the models. That is the other thing that everybody wanted to see. So let's go ahead and get those up there for you guys. Share now. Okay. So here's a look at the models. And we get an update here in about an hour. But look at the model consistency. Very, very good. You can see those little bumps here. Those are the mountains as it works inland. And then you can see it bending back towards the north and the east. The longer it is over land, the better it is. The weaker it can get, maybe even fall apart. But you can see my Friday back out over the northwestern Caribbean and then making that turn to the north. And you can see, you look at the models here, the H-Wharf, to make a comparison from earlier in the day, was on the eastern side of the Florida Peninsula. Again, these are awfully close to Central Florida. And we take a look at the reason for that turn is because of this big high. With that big high being there, it may actually keep the storm from getting into Central Florida. Notice how the majority get close to Miami and then turn west. Some of them come along the west coast. None now on the eastern side of the peninsula. So it's a trend that we are going to be watching. It certainly does look like, though, even if it does get that close to us, that there could be some significant rainfall. So I want to recap what we're watching. Short term, how long is it over Central America? Does that circulation center survive? If so, then we can have some issues. Midterm, how quickly does that storm curve to the northeast and re-intensify? And then long term, talked about that high. Does it steer ETA's wind and heavy rains more towards the west as it's coming up to the north? We're going to need a couple more runs to definitively say yay or nay on that. Let me show you the water vapor channel here. And you can see for now we've got a low. That's going to pull away. What will happen is this high is going to build here. And then that, as this is coming north, is going to want to push it south and west. The question is, does this move more quickly or does this move more quickly? Whoever gets moving more quickly is going to win the battle here for the real estate, either coming north or if the high winds coming back to the west. There's the center of circulation right now. Heather, I think we'll have a real good feel for this by the time we get to Friday. I think by Friday we'll know what we have here, down here, and if it's turning more quickly. But you can see it's pretty healthy right now. In fact, if I give you a different presentation, you can see right in there, there's your eye. The longer the track to the west, the better off we are. There's some really big terrain up in here, and that's what we're going to be watching. The waters, the water temperatures here is the other thing. So it's overland doesn't make a difference. Once it starts curving here, if there is a center of circulation left, or enough vorticity to get it regenerated, then we'd have a problem. So let's take a look at some model comparisons, some rainfall forecasts, because these all go hand in hand. There's the GFS, there's the Euro. Notice how nothing really going on, then all of a sudden, there's the GFS, and there's the Euro, right there. And then both curving back to the west as high pressure builds it. So you take a look at the European model data. Lindsay, this is the very latest data that we have right here, yes. The GFS, I will say, Lindsay, is more in line now with the European computer model. Not up over Florida, but approaching Florida and then turning to the west. There's the European. You can see that storm now over Cuba, south of Miami, and then notice that. Notice that definitive turn Sunday night on into Monday as that high is building into the north and the east. And then a front comes in and pulls it back to the Big Bend. So that's what we're looking at right there. Now, when you take a look at the raw data, and I'm going to show you these rainfall forecasts because you guys need to check this out. So there's the Euro. You see that storm gets to Havana, South Florida, and then it says, I got to go west because of that high building in. And then shooting up towards the Big Bend. Let's see if the GFS updated. There's the GFS. Havana to Miami. And also, like the Euro, curving back to the west. Now that is close enough that it would bring some significant rain, especially to South Florida. But again, that's the trend this afternoon. GFS coming more in line with the Euro. The rainfall amounts with that track down to the south are just ridiculous. 10 to 15 inches. Now, if it curves more quickly to the west, those amounts will be lower. But let's do this. Let me show you the difference between the European and the GFS rainfall lines. So this is going to be through Monday, not Tuesday, but Monday at 8 o'clock. We still have another day. 1.2 inches there in Brevard County. The GFS is a little bit wetter, as you're about to see. You can see 2, 3, maybe 4 inches across the southern reaches of our viewing area. So a lot to watch here over the course of the next couple of days. Debs, you're welcome. Again, the storm as it approaches us does not look to be a hurricane. Again, most of the computer model census tonight is a tropical storm based upon what we're seeing tonight. Again, all of this predicated on whether or not it can survive Central America. And if it does, most of the model intensity forecasts for now do not re-strengthen this system back into a hurricane. That's the good news. The bad news is, even if you don't have a hurricane and it comes very close, you can get that significant rain. And that's one of the things that we're going to be watching. So not to panic, not to worry. We're not seeing anything alarming for us, like a Cat 4 or anything like that. This is, again, it could be a potential big rainmaker with some squally weather if it is able to kind of regenerate and come as far north as South or Central Florida. The trend today has been that high winning and pushing that storm to the west. And that's something we're going to continue to watch. So keep checking back in. Again, greatest impacts would be Sunday night, Monday, or Tuesday, depending upon the forward speed. So that's what I got you for you right now. All right, I'm going to let you guys roll. Brand new updates on the computer models coming up tonight at 10 and 11. Of course, it's a big night of elections, so I'll have all the election coverage for you as well. I'm going to cut this short because I've got folks behind me in the studio here doing a live thing on the election night. But you guys have a great night. Keep checking back in. I can't urge that enough, and we'll keep you posted and let you know what's going on. But for now, we're watching. We're not going to be dealing with a hurricane. Doesn't look that way right now, but we could be dealing with a big rainmaker sometime late this weekend or early next week. Again, we'll have to wait and see what happens over Central America. See you guys tonight at 10, and then again at 11.